Alright, timestamp July 22nd, 2026. It's a little after midnight. So, that would be a Scrappy and a Janus, right? That would be a Sammy. So my girl came over, and the car is rough. It's concerning, you know. Just trying to slide past you. Yeah, because all of our dogs have ridiculous, like American Kennel Club competition dog names. His name is Lord Samuel Mutton Chops. The call of coffee. So, Mom, my girl, decided, and it's not a bad call. I wish I'd had a little bit more of a heads up. Okay, so about 7 hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to be making some thoughts of chicken. I'm going to be making some of the chicken egg salad tomorrow. We got 4 loaves of bread today. And I saw a bottle of that bacon ranch, which I'm going to use instead of mayonnaise. And it is amazing in that. Oh yes. Yeah, it's just timing me right now. Alex is Betty by. Made a pot of the vanilla macadamia. Tiny bagged. Oh, my back's hurting. So, yeah. I get to live with my wife again. Pretty cool. And I like her. I mean, there's some guys out there who'd be like, you want to live with your wife? Yes. I actually like her. But with the car being a jerk, and we're so close to being ready to try and scuttle George, she's like, I brought everything really, really important, you know, computer, you know, the stuff that we wouldn't want someone to just help themselves to. And there's still stuff there that we want to get, obviously. And 4 of our neighbors are very aware of what's going on, so they're being... And one of the houses next door, man, there's always somebody up and about on the front porch. That would be embarrassing if somebody tried something stupid. There are like 8 people that live there. You picked the wrong house, man. And they're really nice. They're cool. They've been there for 5 years, something like that. They're actually one of the interested parties in buying the house, so they don't want any shenanigans to happen. So yeah, she's here now, because it's going to be easier just to shuttle there to pick up stuff and bring it back. That puts her here full time, so we can get more done around here. I was kind of got flat-footed though. I didn't have like, you know, space ready. So I'm sleeping on the couch in case you weren't sure. I've carved a little cave into the living room where I have a TV, a mini fridge, and a couch. A little walkway in between the TV and the couch. Yeah, very fancy, very fancy. So cleared a little bit of room in the master bedroom. Got one of the foam mats or whatever. I forget what they call it. One of the comfort maps, form-fitting thing. So made a space in the bedroom, vacuumed the carpet there real quick because the carpet in there is kind of gross. Throw the mat down, sleep. Tomorrow we'll get up. Well, she's sleeping in there, I'm sleeping. We're still not sleeping together. Nope, it's not that. No, it's just we're camping in our own stupid, necessary sort of way right now. But roll up the mat, steam clean that area. I'm gonna work with her, and we're gonna try and figure out, because I'm eventually going to be moving out of the living room and into the master bedroom. The two of us will be in there, and where I'm sleeping in the living room, that whole area is going to become like an eBay staging area, which will be great because I've got eBay in all kinds of places right now, and it's making me insane. I mean, we're selling things, which is great. Went to the post office today because the Aldi is not far away from the post office where we are. So when we do one, we usually do the other. Leaving puddles of water into the engine. We did drop by a Dollar Tree as well. Picked up some popcorn snacks. Because, I mean, there's some good snacks at Aldi, but for like some of the weird popcorns and stuff, Dollar Tree. They've got a cheddar buffalo or buffalo cheddar popcorn. Pretty good sized bag, $1.25. Oh my god, it's good. Oh my god, it's good. But yeah, sent out. I got the Thai Beanie Baby Chips. He's a cute little brown dog. I sold a Zuru book lot. The English teacher and me. I listed it as a book report lot. Because it's the little, I've got a couple of them over here. Excuse me, Worthington. Worthington kind of keeps an eye on the books that I have over here. This is one of the Haunted Mansion butlers. They did a butler and they did a maid. Basically, they're essentially wearing very similar proximity to the costumes that the cast members wear, which tickles me. But I've got a couple of them over here. What do I have? I have, this is, if you grew up reading these, this is freaky to me. Hardy Boys. And I have kind of tried it with a magnifying glass. It is the actual book printed on there, just type size .2 or something. Huckleberry Finn. Crazy and cool. Suddenly have West Side Story in my head. But you've been barking in your sleep. Sammy. Sorry, Mutton Chops. It's okay, bud. Or not. But yeah, the English teacher and me, I put together, because I've got a bunch of doubles of books, whatnot, I'm trying to come up with interesting and entertaining ways to list, different combinations and whatnot. And I put up like Huckleberry Finn, Moby Dick, Little Women, I think Prince and the Pauper. I think Jane Eyre, but I called it a book report list lot. Somebody, because if you're putting together like a lot for, your dollhouse, whatnot, if you're playing like, you know, if you got like teenage dolls or something like that, there were 6 books. Oi, Samuel, you're okay, sir. But yeah, 6 books that, and I know this one. If you went to school in the States, whatnot, you probably saw this. 6 books that are like always on the you could read this for a book report list. Huckleberry Finn, there's always. Actually, I think I heard something about them taking Mark Twain off because it was inappropriate. Guys, get over it. I'm a liberal, but it's Mark Twain. It's historical. It's okay. we know we need to not forget. Saying. But yeah, it tickled me that somebody picked it up. Oh yeah, the vanilla macadamia. And yes, we're definitely in Marvin at the blackboard. I know that's not what it actually is, but it's what makes me think of. It's like Marvin drawing up plans on a blackboard kind of thing. It's just so damn good. It's my favorite coffee. So, putting together my list, crossed a few things off, but there's always lots to do. But we did some errands and just sat and talked for a little while because we don't get to do that. We'll get to do that a lot more in the future, which is pretty cool. We haven't lived under the same roof in 14 months. I'd see her a couple days a week, maybe. Text back and forth. Gonna have to remember how to live with a woman again. It'll come back to me. But showed her around, showed her the progress we made, which helped a little bit. We're both pretty run down and exhausted and all that. Because we're looking at what we still need to bring over there and the mess here and all that. But I was able to show her some of the room that I've created here and there. And Tiny also. The two of us have been kind of kicking butt on some stuff. The alcove, the progress I made out there. And she's starting to kind of get that, okay, I think I see a plan here, okay. So, got to figure out what we can do with the car to keep it going. I'm creating the storage room, basically. Because the garage is going to be our supply room and also a cargo hold, basically. It'll work. What I have in mind, it'll work. But we're going to be full to the gills. We have a lot of stuff, too. My parents have got us beat. They've got us beat. We're not even competitive at this point. They've got us times 7. There's just such a ridiculous amount of stuff here. And I keep filling the trash hopper and filling up a contractor bag next to it, which apparently you're allowed to do in this area. And I could keep going, and I kind of hold back. At one point last week, I had 2 contractor bags up on the, top side of the driveway, kind of waiting for a day that I could put them out. If we get in some kind of serious cash, I'm going to have to, I would be smart to get one of those industrial dumpsters, like for construction sites. You can rent them, for renovations and stuff. Just rent one of those things, have them drop it off in the front yard for a weekend. There's just so much here that damaged beyond repair or just destroyed. And we didn't do it. You know, bad storage, my dad, dementia, you know. It's a shame. It's a shame. We found some stuff that once upon a time was probably really nice and just totaled. Pix found a marionette in the alcove. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Sat in water for God knows how long. The wood is just rotted away, crumbling. Looks old school carved marionette. Anymore. I picked up some neat stuff over the years, but mishandling it, you know. It was in one of those like nesting lid totes out there under a waterfall. So water just collected in there and it sat in there, and it's a shame. You know, that I don't know that I would have kept it, but I'm sure a collector or a puppeteer would have really enjoyed it, because you can tell by looking at it, it's old school, antique, hand carved. Based on the costume, it almost looks maybe Italian. I'm kind of wondering if it was somebody's rendition of Punchinello, but I'm not sure. It's a theory. And the sculptor is not here to ask, so I don't know. Didn't see any tags on it. I'm actually scared to touch it. Pix has it kind of on a panel that isn't getting wet, trying to let it like dry out a little bit and see if anything on it's salvageable, but I got a good look at it today in the sunlight. I don't think it's going to make it. We may still try and sell it as is, but it's going to be a project for somebody if we do that. You know what I mean? It is not like new, but I'm sure it was in pretty good shape when it went in the tote. It's just a shame. But working on my my list, because I want to be able to hit the ground running tomorrow. I don't really want to. I'll call the mechanic and see what their thoughts are on a couple things regarding the car, but I kind of don't want to go anywhere. I kind of want to just the two of us stay here and try and bang out some of these projects to make the master bedroom easier to work with, to create a little bit more space, because Tiny is incredibly good from a help standpoint, but Tiny is also 19, so there's not always the big picture understanding of what we're trying to do. Pix absolutely knows what we're trying to do, so we're more on the same page in that respect, like, you know, steps. Working on the adulting with the youngest, and honestly, a lot of potential. Smart. They don't think so, but they're smart. But long-term planning, basically trying to get this place prepped so that we can get rid of the stuff that needs to be gotten rid of and or survive for the next year and change while we finalize everything. There's a finesse, a massaging that we're going to have to do with the space we've got to make it work. And Pix has a clearer picture of what that really needs to look like. And it's just experience. You know, she's 55 years old like I am. You know, and again, Tiny, 19. So, big experience gap But this next year is going to be some serious on-the-job training for my youngest, because this kind of May. Iron sharpens iron. I can see the finished product in my mind. You know what I mean? I know, not necessarily like each individual box or anything like that, but in general sense, I know how it'll pretty much be constructed and how we can still do certain things that we'll need to get done because of the way I'm configuring things, if that makes sense. Because it would be very easy for us to paint ourselves into some corners here if we don't use our storage smart and with end goals in mind. But having run a few warehouses in my day, staged some freight and stuff, I got this. Still gonna be a little sloppy. But what I was handed, I'll make it work. Got my girl here now. That's pretty cool. We grew an extra dog and 2 extra cats too. Her 2 cats, Stevie and Luther, are here. Stevie is sticking close to her because both cats are a little freaked out. Luther ran into the garage and was never seen again. There's 2 different food bowls out there, as well as a litter robot and an actual static litter box. So I know he's stable in that respect, but I think he's kind of like, what's going on, man? Brightside Hex hangs out there a lot. And I say Brightside because before all of this, I apologize, before all of this, they were buddies back at George before Hex came here with me. So as long as they remember each other, and I think they will, it's been a year, but they spent 2 or 3 years together. I'm hoping that Hex will actually kind of bring him down a little bit to where he's like, wait a minute, I know this guy. He's a friend of mine. Wait a minute, okay, maybe things are okay, I'm not totally sure how cats think. But he just moved, so got a net. And a Funicello. Being attacked. So I'm hopeful that Hex will help him adjust, I guess, because womp womp, I think that's what the kids say. You're here now, and you're not going back. We're only moving forward at this point. It was so funny, and I understand it. Pix got here, and she was like making a list. She's like, there's so much stuff that I wanted to bring, but I couldn't fit it all in the car. I mean, I really want to get this here. And she starts making a list, and she's like, but there were like 100 things, and they were all important to me. And I'm like, I went through this last May. And she's like, oh God, yeah, you did, didn't you? I'm like, yeah. That's why I kept saying, please bring the boxes that I've got already packed. Please bring the boxes. I know you thought I was nuts, but those were my 100 things. I brought 20 with me, but the other 80 were at George. She's like, yeah, I was kind of slow getting those to you. I'm like, yeah, it was making me nuts. Because some of that was stuff that I wanted to be able to prep and use around here, and I'm, waiting a month for you to bring a box that I needed a month ago. I prepped it so that you could do that. Well, we'll get it together. The past 3 years have been just such a roller coaster. Oh, dear God. But you can tell I'm being optimistic about things. Am I still angry and bitter? Yep. But, I try and use that as fuel and not, a weight, a lodestone. But I refuse to spend another 2 years cleaning up after someone else that, should have, could have slammed the door in my face. You know what I mean? I'll spend a year and change, but you don't get an extra 2 years. No. And I say that because I know my dad is, it sounds awful, he's probably not going to make it through the year. Based on his deterioration, his condition and all that, it's probably not going to make it through the year. So, sucks. This is what I can do about it. You know what I mean? It's just fact. So, knowing that, I have to plan accordingly and plan for the next steps. He's going to be leaving the story, It does affect me, don't kid yourself. I had a Facebook, well, maybe you don't, but Facebook, every now and then it'll do the whole, this is your memory from 13 years ago, It pulled something up from 2009. My parents wanted to do something for Alex's birthday. He's turning 8. And I don't even know who suggested it. It might have actually been Alex himself, I'm not sure. But somehow Build-A-Bear came up. So we went to Build-A-Bear. My parents and Tiny got something too. Tiny got a bear, because you can't go to Build-A-Bear, do one for one kid and not for the other. That's just not cool. Especially not when that kid is, 2. That would have been cruel. So both kids got a bear of their design and all that, But just seeing the pictures of it, took pictures galore. My parents interacting with them and us, and it was different then, Dad wasn't losing his shit yet, My mom hadn't gotten bitter and cynical. She hadn't accused us of breaking in, It was a different time. Got the memories, got the photos, but that's gone, I think they still have their bears, though. I know Alex got a Spider-Man costume for his. Of course he did, right? It's pretty funny. At that point in our family history, was it just Spider-Man or Amazing Spider-Man? the Tobey Maguire 1 and 2 were out, and those DVDs got played and played and played from the age of like 4 till I think Alex still watches them every now and then. Probably knows them by heart. I know them by heart at this point, which is not to say they're bad. They're actually really quite good, but Alex would watch Spider-Man 2 3 times in one day. Happily, no complaints. He would take charge of the DVD player. Those were his choices. 100 DVDs to choose from. Nope. Repeat. Play. Pix is kind of over those movies at this point. I can still watch them. I'm not sure if that's the autism or... I think all kids do that to a degree. But I think the autism made him do it probably more than most. So yeah. The idea that there was a Spider-Man costume available for the Build-A-Bears, and that was something he was like, I want that. Totally, this is my shocked face, you know. Yeah. Of course. Probably about a half brick today. Because I did still get some stuff done, but not the full brick. Yeah. That's okay. My girl's here now. It's pretty cool. Yeah. 14 months. Like deployment. Yeah, so I'm gonna enjoy some more vanilla macadamia coffee. Yes, I am. Oh, yes, I am. And I'm gonna curl up on the couch and, yeah, grab a nap and use some daylight to work in the alcove. It's just an awful place to be at night. Between mosquitoes, other bugs. Oh yes, it crawls. Excuse me, sir, a Xeno what? Even with the light, with lights, still you see things flying out of the corner of your eye. Those kind of things flying. Though. Pixel put a hole in the wall running through it. Exactly. Comedic timing is just nailing its eye. But yeah, no. We'll work on that during the day. That's fine. We could do that. Nasty. I need to sweep because there's so much debris on the floor too. Floor, ground, concrete, whatever. Wet newspaper, broken tote plastic, brittle, broken glass. There's a couple of padlock parts. I noticed those earlier today. I'm sure that's from my dad cutting off a padlock, hitting a padlock with a hammer. Maybe a blowtorch was involved because he kept losing keys, and he also kept believing that the burglar was changing locks behind his back, which is why he didn't have a key for it, and he would then get medieval on the thing to open whatever it was. But apparently a lot of the padlock guts wound up in the alcove over there. I don't know, man. If I don't laugh at it, I'll go insane. Or maybe the laughter is proof that I already am going insane. I'm not sure. You make the call. I'm still not AI, by the way. Health check. My throat's still a little rough here and there, but I also think it's because I've been in a dusty garage with mold, and the alcove is not exactly sanitary, hygienic. I don't even know what word to use. So, but otherwise, health-wise, I feel actually pretty good. I don't want to get cocky, but I feel pretty good. Yeah, we picked up a 10-pound bag of potatoes at Aldi. I almost sound like a Michigander there. A bag. 10-pound bag of potatoes. Pix insisted on picking up some sour cream, some butter. It's like, you know what? I can live with that insistence. That's a great idea. So for dinner, we got some huge amounts of like shredded cheese and stuff like that. Just baked potato, really good butter, sea salt, actual butter, Aldi brand stuff. Just really good products. Some sour cream, some black pepper, some like shredded cheddar. So simple, but damn, that was good. I should say those were good because I had two. That was Queenie falling off the other stool. Yeah, lick yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and call it here. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, take a nap, or something like it. I am so sorry. Apparently I'm tired. Don't glare at me. You're the one that fell off the stool. It's like... Anyway. She's really glaring at me. So, hug your parents, hug your kids, laugh at your cat when they do something stupid, because they earned it. Take out the garbage. Do your one brick, unless you got a really good reason not to. My girl and I are under the same roof again. That's pretty cool. I think that was more of a stressor than I realized. Because I feel a little lighter. Is that weird? Anyway. Always at least 20 items on the list, right? Anyway. Make it a great day.